the specialization in terms of the housing or the units. For example, I just used Victorian Mansion as an example, right?
Yeah. That's
just came into my head. But I would imagine that there's many other types of structures out there. And as you said, like a Victorian Mansion could be designated heritage or whatever it is, and then you're into a whole world of hurt I don't even want to think about right now. But are there people like you or anyone else who actually specializes in that kind of design, where you've got those special requirements?
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, that's a really, really important question to ask for every real estate investor. What area is your area of expertise as a BCIN designer? And as I said, that's the first level. That's the first level of question and the first level of experience. So I am qualified as a house designer, right? Now you can, I do have the ability, and I'm going to be working on that before the end of 2023 to become a small buildings designer. And what that means is that I'm just focusing on putting more attention on a different area of the Ontario Building Code, right? So I'm studying and really trying to become adept at some or broader aspect of the Ontario Building Code. So as of today, I'm qualified as a house designer, so I can literally design any house. Now I want to just kind of even go. Let's put a little more breadth to that there, because I want to say that I also studied as an architectural technologist. I went to Humber College. I don't want to date myself, but I graduated back in 2006, right? And I've been working as a designer, as a freelance designer, for at least about 15 years before I started on a part-time basis, before I started to actually work, starting my business. Now, what that actually means is that I now have attained the education and I understand the Canadian form of construction, right? So yes, you can study to become a landscaper, let's say, for example, I don't know, or you can just be a landscaper and you can, really grind it out and go get your BCIN design number. But then you still have to understand how buildings go together, how they work, what's the science behind it, right? How do things connect? Right. So these are some things that makes us different when it comes, and I say us, I mean Property Pathways difference when it comes to not only having the qualifications recognized by the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing to provide design services to the public, but we also have the educational background to really look at a building and dismantle it, dissect it, and put it back together, understanding all components of it. And that's why a lot of our services in the front end comes in an advisory sort of capacity, because I do have that in-depth knowledge, right, about that. So I do want to point out that even though there is a BCI qualification that you must get to provide design services to the public in Ontario, or you have to work with a partner in engineering company or so forth, you still need to have an in-depth understanding of buildings, structures, methods, and materials as it relates to Canadian construction. And that's going to be a critical question to make sure you ask.